Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. Tonight we've got Grimsby at home in the Carabao Cup. If you didn't see my match preview earlier and you've got a bit of time before the game, be sure to go and watch that one once you finish watching this video. Today, we're doing Chelsea fans react again. I've not put any polls out on Twitter because I think that virtually all of the answers to the questions that I wanted to know would be very straightforward, such as who was the best player on the pitch? It was N'Golo Kante, and it was followed closely behind by Tomori. Who's the centre-back partnership? I think that everybody now, with Christensen's injury in particular, with the performances of Tomori, everyone's kind of saying that Rudiger and Tomori is the best partnership we've got. Rudiger prefers playing on the right-hand side of the centre-back pairing. Tomori prefers playing on the left-hand side of the centre-back pairing. So it fits in perfectly together, and we're starting to get some answers now as to what the best Chelsea squad is moving forward. Of course, tonight we're expecting to see Reece James back in the team. We're expecting to see hudson-odoi back in the team. And if you watch my match preview, I also said that we start N'Golo Kante just so that this match fitness that everyone keeps talking about goes up again. And we also can offer a bit of support to the likes of Billy Gilmour, who I expect to start in the middle. So in terms of taking the pressure off, I think that the pressure of Frank Lampard's first win at Stamford Bridge as Chelsea manager, let's not get too carried away. It's Tottenham, who lost last night to a League 2 opposition. But Chelsea at home, with all of this hype surrounding the returns of Reece James, Hudson-odoi, the quality of these young players, even if Chelsea fielded an entirely youth setup with no old players in there, I say old, experienced players in there. David Luiz told me off for that one. Even if Chelsea fielded a youth team with no experienced players, Jesus, can't get my words out today, I expect us to win the game. So what I've done is I've gone on to the 6 things that we learnt video. I've looked at some of the top comments. I've read through all of the comments. I've responded to a few of them as well. So as always, a massive thank you to everybody who's engaging with the channel through the comments, by hitting the like button on the videos. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so. Turn on the bell notifications. I upload one new video at least every single day. Marcos Alonso came in for a lot of praise for his performance against Liverpool. I think people were very impressed by the way that he did get forward so many times. Just like I said in my match preview against Liverpool, he gave Trent Alexander-Arnold a really difficult time down Liverpool's right-hand side. We had a lot of opportunities coming from Alonso. The way he defends, again, it is not the best. He wasn't great from a defensive standpoint, in my humble opinion, but he also had the brilliance of Tomori in the middle in order to save him. And Tomori at times was often looking as though he was playing in a left-back position because he had to come over, he had to get Mo Salah under control, stop him cutting inside on his left foot, which would have caused Chelsea and particularly Kepa a lot of issues. So Tomori was absolutely brilliant in that game. As I've said, I don't think there's any questions now. Tomori has world-class potential. If he carries on playing in this team, carries on playing in either a 3 defensive centre-back positioning, a 4 with 2 at the back, I think Tomori's only going to get better. Playing alongside players like Rudiger, he's got Kepa behind him. Hopefully, Kepa can start to develop more of a leadership quality as well. And all of these things have the perfect recipe for Tomori becoming a world-class centre-back. So Marcos Alonso, in that sense, he was lucky in the game against Liverpool that Tomori was covering his backside, but at the same time, no one can question the rate in which Marcos Alonso gets balls into the box. The way he gets forward to support the attacks is absolutely brilliant. And I think it's why, when Emerson is injured, it's beneficial for Chelsea to go and try and play with the 3 at the back, with him as a wing-back. So there's a question in the comment section of the 6 things video from Smile Shoko. How bad is Emerson's injury? How long is he going to take off the pitch? So since this comment was left on my video, Frank Lampard has come out and said that we will not see Emerson return to the Chelsea starting lineup before after the next international break. So we're looking at the moment at the middle to the end of October, which isn't ideal, but as I've just said there are definitely opportunities for Chelsea to explore more, playing with 3 at the back, having Marcos Alonso as a wing-back, and with Reece James coming back, we've got the option of either Reece James or Azpilicueta in the right wing-back position. And if we do put Reece James back in there, Azpilicueta can also play on the right side of a back three. If Christensen's going to be injured for a while as well, we've got Rudiger, we've got Tomori and Azpilicueta. That is a very, very good combination at the back. And there's also Zuma as well. How can I forget Zuma after he came on and put in such a good performance against Liverpool? We've got options in that centre-back three if we wanted to play with Alonso in his preferred position, which for me, all day long, if there's a way to get Alonso in as a wing-back as opposed to having him in a flat-back four, it's definitely preferable for Chelsea and Frank moving forward. So here's a comment from Modi Bernard that I'm going to answer today. Kepa, or Kappa he's put, but we know what he's talking about, has conceded too many goals in this season. What are we going to do about that? Well, Kepa has conceded a lot of goals. I think if we look at his shots saved to shots conceded statistics, it's not the best we'll ever see, but he's also made some big saves. He made some great saves against Liverpool. And I do feel as though Kepa is going to have to take responsibility at some point for continuously conceding goals. If you're watching the matches either in the stadium or on TV, or if you're watching it back afterwards with the highlights, I think that the majority of the reasons why Kepa is conceding goals is due to the poor defensive positioning and the poor defensive attributes from set pieces from Chelsea. The game against Wolves, I do feel he could have done better. I don't think he could have done better for the goals that were scored against Liverpool. We're conceding a lot of goals. It is a massive problem. But as I said after the game against Sheffield United, and as my good friend Jan, Football Therapy, said after that game, a lot of these things are coachable things that over time, once we can figure out the best way to set up from these defensive set pieces, I don't think Chelsea are going to concede as many goals. There's a reason why Kepa has overturned David De Gea as Spain's #1 goalkeeper. I think he is a top-class keeper. I certainly think he will be Chelsea's #1 for a long, long time. And I think it's too early, basically, to be saying that Kepa's having a really bad season because of what we're seeing in front of him. I think it would be very, very difficult for us to say, Kepa, not good enough. I do think he should improve, but we shouldn't be writing him off at any stage, anytime soon. Diego Cortez says that we just really need to stop doing zonal marking. It is frustrating to see the lads just stand there waiting for the other team to score. We should at least make it harder for them. KTB FFH, keep the blue flag flying high. Well, Diego, I firmly agree with you. I think in this current Chelsea team, we're not blessed with an abundance of height. Therefore, zonal marking, no. That's all I need to say on that. Kazozi, who's basically asked me to give a little bit of insight into what Mateo Kovacic brings to this Chelsea team without using the words press resistant and progressing play, which is commonly used to describe Mateo Kovacic. I've said it all season. I think he's definitely gone up a level from what we saw from him under Maurizio Sarri last season at Chelsea. I think even at 40 million, when we bought him in the summer, there were people that were still questioning whether it was even worth buying him permanently in the first place. I don't think anyone's asking those questions anymore. I think we've seen more than a 40 million player at times from Mateo Kovacic. If I'm trying to move away from those two things that you've said, which I definitely think are very strong characteristics of Kovacic's game, I think what he brings this Chelsea team in the middle is we've not got midfielders who can be quite quick when dribbling with the ball. If you look at Jorginho, speed and pace is not something that we associate with his game. We associate passing with his game. But with Kovacic, we've got this ability to dribble with the ball and get out of sticky situations. There are times in the middle where Chelsea are outnumbered, where Kovacic is in like a little pocket and somehow he manages to dribble Eden Hazard-esque around these players to get Chelsea out of trouble. I guess you could say that this inadvertently progresses the play, so if you're trying to get me to analyse outside of that kind of realm, I think that those two things are really key for Kovacic's game, but his dribbling and the way that he can run quickly with the ball is very important for this Chelsea midfield. The second thing is he's a hard tackler. You don't see Jorginho diving in for slide tackles, winning the ball back, curling his leg round it to win it back. With Kovacic, you see him diving in, you see him going in for the crunching tackles, and he brings a bit of physicality to the Chelsea midfield. So with N'Golo Kante, yes, he's probably a ball-winning midfielder in his best position, but we're also seeing Kante now start progressing the play, getting forward, dribbling in the box, scoring goals against Liverpool. He's added so much to his game, and having the physical presence of Kovacic when Kante's on the pitch and Jorginho, I think is a really good balance for Chelsea. And it's about maintaining positional senses now when those three are in the same team together that I think is key for Chelsea to progress moving forward. So the question from Jared Jones is, who do I think is the best two centre-back partnership right now for Chelsea? If we're playing with a two, I'm going to go with Tomori and Rudiger. I think I've seen enough from Tomori to say that he's definitely earned his shot in this team. Zuma's been pretty good in recent games when he's come on, but I also think that Rudiger is still our best centre-back. Some people have been questioning why Chelsea fans think that Rudiger is our best centre-back. I just think that he brings a leadership quality that in a team full of young players is desperately needed in this Chelsea team. I also think that organisationally, Rudiger's very well positioned as well, which is going to be key when it comes to getting him in the team on a regular basis to defend these set pieces that we keep conceding from. So Rudiger and Tomori would be my two centre-backs right now. So the next thing I'm going to focus on is a comment here from Paxa saying that he noticed that we were crossing the ball too much at some points. And then he's gone with an ellipsis with an extra dot on the end, so I think he really means this one. And considering we were playing against Virgil van Dijk and Matip, it was kind of sad. Notice how high Tomori can jump. He is like Ronaldo. I'm tired of praising N'Golo. No one's tired of praising N'Golo. Let's be real, the man's a genius. Kovacic really had control of his ball. Kepa made a good save. This is a well-rounded YouTube comment, to be fair. He's given us a lot of information to bounce off of, but I'm going to focus in particular on the point of we crossed the ball too much against Liverpool. When we're looking at Marcos Alonso and what he brings to this Chelsea team, he brings the ability to be able to cross the ball. It just so happened that we're crossing the ball and asking Tammy Abraham to add to a good cross by trying to beat Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip, two of the best centre-backs in the league, to the ball. So Tammy was very isolated because the balls were often coming in high. In that game against Liverpool, it was crying out for a player who's on the wings, who's able to dribble past the opposition. Now, we all know what I'm alluding to here, but we're kind of moving away from the Eden Hazard era now. I'm looking at Hudson-Odoi, I'm looking at Pulisic as two players who can come into this Chelsea team who can dribble round players, who can have that little piece of skill in his locker, that 5-star skill moves that I'm not yet to master in FIFA 20. We need a player like this when we are seeing the ball crossed in well, but defended well from the opposition. We need a player who's able to actually take those players on, get a snapshot away inside the box. And Hudson-Odoi and Christian Pulisic, and even Willian and Pedro at times, but we don't see it as much from them. The end product's not as consistent, but I think it will be when we see Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic playing in the same Chelsea team together with the ability to get round the back of defenders by actually dribbling past them. It is Liverpool that we were playing against, so I kind of understand that. And Alonso was doing what he knows best. Get down the byline, get the ball in the box, and that he did well, but it was difficult for Tammy to attack it, and I think that he was very isolated in that game against Liverpool. And it's good to see that amongst the Chelsea fan base, the majority of us are on the same page, that we all know what the obvious things are that need to be worked on, but in terms of depth across the side, with all of these injuries that we've got, the players that are coming in, the likes of Zuma against Liverpool, you've also got Alonso coming in and doing a job. Players are stepping up to the plate and they're offering their best for this Chelsea team, which is all we can ask for. Brighton at home this weekend. I'm going to be doing my Premier League predictions. I'll do a Brighton preview as well. Match vlog against Grimsby. 6 things we learned as well, probably intertwined within that match vlog against Grimsby. Loads of content coming your way. FIFA career mode as well, coming out yet again later on this week. Thank you guys for watching today. The sore throat is getting a little bit better. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure, as always, to carry on the conversation in the comments down below. If you agree or disagree with things I've said today, be sure to add to it and I can address it in a later video. Thank you guys for watching. See you all later. Goodbye.